जय
Jai
गुरु जी।
Guru Ji Maharaj. Jai Guru Ji Maharaj. Shukrana, Shukrana Maharaj. Thanks to everyone who's been part of this journey chosen by Maharaj. So far, today is the last day. So much learning. Um, yesterday I was talking to somebody. They had no idea I was reading this book, and they said something has changed. How incredible that what was recognized in this girl, Catherine. Um, was also recognized in myself, and I'm sure many of us can resonate that what Maharaj has done, opening up this other world, understanding, truly shifts you, and people can understand, as we are energy, it says in this book. We are his energy, and he resides in us, and ultimately people can pick up on that. So one more chapter. And just to recap from yesterday, simply we must understand that whatever Maharaj has guided us to do, it's for our own betterment, to actually live an easy life. That's all he's doing. And I truly, again, I'm going to touch upon this again, that we are already there. We are living in a different dimension, but even as Sangat, even as his disciples, we do also have a lot of learnings to do, whether that's anger, whether that's not acceptance, whether that's living in fear, something that I used to, whatever that may be. Or what we also understand, that it's not just the things that other people do to us or what we do to them, it's what we do to ourselves. So one of the learnings for me was self-value in this lifetime, self-respect. And it was always that was always okay and available for other people, but I didn't do that to myself. So in this lifetime, I had to come back and be there for myself, care for myself, respect myself, um, you know, find myself worthy, and value the divine and his light within. So last chapter touch upon that you're not just here to complete the task towards or pay debts towards other people. In fact, you're also you also come back to pay debts to yourself. I think a lot of people reached out yesterday saying, I think that was my learning in this lifetime, and I could resonate. I really could. So much shukrana to Guruji. So we must learn. If we don't, we come back, and the lessons and the lifetimes become harder. We all live in different dimensions. All of us, we are all heading to one direction, and eventually we will all be equal, but we're all living in different dimensions. Okay, so that was pretty much it. Nothing major, all about, again, charity, acceptance, love, faith, trust, and that. All right, continuing on to chapter 16. Obviously, we learned from the last chapter that there won't be any more revelations through Catherine, and that he should connect to the masters intuitively. Intuition, one-on-one connection. Okay. Chapter 16. Almost 4 years have passed since Catherine and I shared this incredible experience. It has changed us both profoundly. On occasion, she drops into my office to say hello or to discuss a problem that she's having. She has never had the need nor the desire to be regressed again, either to deal with a symptom or to find out how new people in her life may have related to her in the past. Our work is done. Catherine is now free to fully enjoy her life, no longer crippled by her disabling symptoms. She has found a sense of happiness and contentment that she never thought was possible. She no longer fears illness or death. Life has a meaning and purpose for her now, that she's balanced and in harmony with herself. She radiates an inner peace that many wish but few attain. She feels more spiritual. To Catherine, what has happened is all very real. She does not doubt the veracity of any of it, and she accepts it all as an integral part of who she is. She has no interest in pursuing the study of psychic phenomena, feeling that she knows in a way that cannot be learned from books or lectures. So again, she's tapped into her intuition as well, and that she feels that she already knows everything. She doesn't need to pursue them in books or lectures or psychic phenomena or anything of that sort. People who are studying or who have a family member dying often seek her out. They seem drawn to her. She sits and talks to them and they feel better. Without knowing, unknowingly, I feel she's doing seva. My life has changed almost as drastically as Catherine. I have become more intuitive, more aware of the hidden, secret parts of my patients, colleagues, and friends. I seem to know a great deal about them, even before I should. My values and life goals have shifted to a more humanistic, less accumulative focus. Psychics, mediums, healers, and others appear in my life with increasingly frequency, and I have started to systematically evaluate their abilities. Carol, his wife, has developed along with me. She has become particularly skillful in death and dying counseling, and she now runs support groups for patients dying from AIDS. I have begun to meditate, something that until recently I thought only Hindus and Catherine and Californians practiced. The lessons transmitted through Catherine have become a conscious part of my daily life. Remembering the deeper meaning of life and of death as a natural part of life, I have become more patient, more empathic, more loving. I also feel more responsible for my actions, the negative as well as the lofty. I know there will be a price to pay. What goes around truly does come around. I still write scientific papers, lecture at professional meetings, and run the Department of Psychiatry. But now I straddle two worlds, the phenomenal world of five senses represented by our bodies and physical needs, and the greater world of the non-physical plane represented by our souls and spirits. I know that the worlds are connected, that all is energy, yet they often seem so far apart. My job is to connect the worlds and to carefully and scientifically document their unity. My family has flourished. Carol and Amy have turned out to be above average psychic abilities, and we playfully encourage the further development of these skills. Jordan has become a powerful and charismatic teenager, a natural leader. I'm finally becoming less serious, and I sometimes have unusual dreams. During the several months after Catherine's last session, a peculiar tendency had begun to appear during my sleep. I would sometimes have a vivid dream during which I would either be listening to a lecture or asking questions of the lecturer. The teacher's name in the dream was Philo. Upon awakening, I would sometimes remember some of the material discussed and jot it down. I am including a few examples here. The first was a lecture, and I recognized the influence of the messages from the masters. Wisdom is achieved very slowly. This is because intellectual knowledge, easily acquired, must be transformed into emotional or subconscious knowledge. Once transformed, the imprint is permanent. Behavioral practice is the necessary catalyst of this reaction. Without action, the concept will wither and fade. Theoretical knowledge without practical application is not enough. And this is incredible of how our divine guru, Lord Shiva himself, comes to body for his Sangha and to bless his sangat with being so practical, because obviously he needs to, as he said, I need to show my sangat first. I need to do the practical. How blessed we are. How blessed we are. Balance and harmony are neglected today, yet they are the foundations of wisdom. Everything is done to excess. People are overweight because they eat excessively. Joggers neglect aspects of themselves, and others because they run excessively. People seem excessively mean. They drink too much, smoke too much, carouse too much or too little, talk too much without content, worry too much. There is too much black or white thinking, all or none. This is not the way of nature. In nature, there is balance. Beasts destroy in small amounts. Ecological systems are not eliminated en masse. Plants are consumed and then grow. The sources of substances are dipped into and then replenished. The flower is enjoyed, the fruit eaten, the root preserved. Humankind has not learned about balance, let alone practiced it. It is guided by greed and ambition, steered by fear. In this way, it will eventually destroy itself. But nature will survive, at least the plant will. Going to Maharaj's commandment, live simply. Happiness is really rooted in simplicity. The tendency to excessiveness in thought and action diminishes happiness. Excesses cloud basic values. Religious people tell us that happiness comes from filling one's heart with love, from faith and hope, from practicing charity and dispensing kindness. They actually are right. Given those attitudes, balance and harmony usually follow. These are collectively a state of being. In these days, they are an altered state of consciousness. It is as if humankind were not in its natural state while on earth. It must reach an altered state in order to fill itself with love and charity and simplicity, to feel purity, to rid itself of its chronic fearfulness. How does one reach this altered state, this other value system? And once reached, how can it be sustained? The answer appears to be simple. It is the common denominator of all religions. Humankind is immortal, and what we are doing now is learning our lessons. We are all in school. It is so simple if you can believe in immortality. If a part of humankind is eternal, and there is much evidence and history to think so, then why are we doing such bad things to ourselves? Why do we step on and over others for our personal gain when actually we're flunking the lesson? We all seem to be going to the same place ultimately, at different speeds. No one is greater than another. Consider the lessons. Intellectually, the answers have always been there, but this need to actualize by experience, to make the subconscious imprint permanent by emotionalizing and practicing the concept is the key. Memorizing in Sunday school is not good enough. Lip service without behavior has no value. It is easy to read about or to talk about love and charity and faith, but to do it, to feel it, almost requires an altered state of consciousness, not the transient state induced by drugs, alcohol, or unexpected emotion. The permanent state is reached by knowledge and understanding. It's sustained by physical behavior, by act and deed, by practice. It is taking something nearly mystical and transforming it to everyday familiarity by practice, making it a habit. Understand that no one is greater than another. Feel it, practice helping another. We are all rowing the same boat. If we don't pull together, our plants are going to be awfully lonely. On another night, in a different dream, I was asking a question. How is it that you say all are equal, yet the obvious contradictions smack us in the face? Inequalities in virtues, temperances, finances, rights, abilities, and talents, intelligence, mathematical aptitude, and infinitum. The answer was a metaphor. It is as if a large diamond were to be found inside each person. Picture a diamond a foot long. The diamond has 1,000 facets, but the facets are covered with dirt and tar. It is the job of the soul to clean each facet until the surface is brilliant and can reflect a rainbow of colors. Again, going back to Maharaja's words that you're all like dirty vessels. I have to clean the within, and then the external world will change. That same thing. Now some have cleaned many facets and gleam brightly. Others have only managed to clean a few. They do not sparkle so. Yet underneath the dirt, each person possesses within his or her breast a brilliant diamond with 1,000 gleaming facets. The diamond is perfect, not one flaw. The only differences among people are the number of facets cleaned, but each diamond is the same and each is perfect. When all the facets are cleaned and shining forth in a spectrum of light, the diamond returns to the pure energy that it was originally, so becoming godlike. The lights remain. It is as if the process that goes into making the diamond is reversed. All that pressure released, the pure energy exists in the rainbow of lights, and the lights possess consciousness and knowledge. And all of the diamonds are perfect. Sometimes the questions are complicated and the answer is simple. Sorry, so this is what he's saying after he gets that message. Sometimes the questions are complicated and the answer is simple. What am I to do? I was asking in a dream. I know I can treat and heal people in pain. They come to me in numbers beyond what I can handle. I'm so tired. Yet can I say no when they are so needy and I can help them? Is it right to say no enough already? Your role is not to be a lifeguard, was the answer. Your role is not to be a lifeguard, was the answer. The last example I will cite was a message to other psychiatrists. I awakened about 6 in the morning from a dream where I was given a lecture, and in this instance, to a vast audience of psychiatrists. In the rush towards the medicalization of psychiatry, it is important that we do not abandon the traditional, albeit sometimes vague teachings of our profession. We are the ones who still talk to our patients patiently and with compassion. We still take the time to do this. We promote the conceptual understanding of illness, healing with understanding, and the induced discovery of self-knowledge rather than just a laser beam. We still use hope to heal. In this day and age, other branches of medicine are finding these traditional approaches to healing much too inefficient, time-consuming, and unsustainable. They prefer technology to talk, computer-generated blood chemistries to the personal physician-patient chemistry, which heals the patient and provides satisfaction to the doctor. Idealistic, ethical, personally gratifying approaches to medicine lose ground to economical, efficient, insulating, and satisfaction-destroying approaches. As a result, our colleagues feel increasingly isolated and depressed. The patients feel rushed and empty, uncared for. We should avoid being seduced by high technology. Rather, we should be the role models of our colleagues. We should demonstrate how patience, understanding, and compassion help both patient and physician. Taking more time to talk, to teach, to awaken hope, and the expectation of recovery. These half-forgotten qualities of the physician as healer, these we must always use ourselves. and be an example to our fellow physicians. High technology is wonderful in research and to promote the understanding of human illness and disease. It can be an invaluable clinical tool, but it can never replace those inherently personal characteristics and methods of the true physician. Psychiatry can be the most dignified of the medical specialists. Psychiatry can be the most dignified of the medical specialties. We are the teachers. We should not abandon this role for the sake of assimilation, especially for now. I still have much dreams, although only occasionally, often in meditation, or sometimes while driving on the highway, or even while daydreaming. Phrases and thoughts of visualization will pop into my mind. These often seem very different from my conscious and usual way of thinking or conceptualizing. They are frequently very timely and solve questions or problems I am having. I use them in therapy and in my everyday life. I consider these phenomena to be an expansion of my intuitive abilities, and I am heartened by them. To me, they are signs that I am headed into the right direction, even if I have a long way to go. I listen to my dreams and intuitions. When I do, things seem to fall into place. When I do not, something invariably goes awry. I still feel the messages around me. I do not know for sure whether my dreams and intuitions are influenced by them, but I suspect so. And that was the end of it. Now there's just a conclusion here. The book is now completed, but the story goes on. Catherine remains cured without any recurrence of her original symptoms. I have been very careful about regressing other patients. I ended by the patient's particular constellation of symptoms and by his or her refractoriness or to other treatments, by the ability to be easily hypnotized, by the patient's openness to this approach, and by an intuitive feeling on my part that this is a path to take. Since Catherine, I have done detailed regressions to multiple past lives in a dozen more patients. None of these patients was psychotic, hallucinating, or experiencing multiple personalities. All improved dramatically. The 12 patients have widely disparate backgrounds and personalities. A Jewish housewife from Miami Beach vividly remembered being raped by a group of Roman soldiers in Palestine shortly after the death of Jesus. She ran a 19th century brothel in New Orleans, lived in a monastery in France in the Middle Ages, or had a distressing Japanese lifetime. She's the only one of the patients other than Catherine who could transmit messages back from the in-between state. Her messages have been extremely psychic. She too knew facts and events from my past. She has even more of a facility for accurately predicting future events. Wow. This patient has even more of a facility for accurately predicting future events. Her messages come from a particular spirit, and I'm currently in the process of carefully cataloging her sessions. I am still the scientist. All of her material must be scrutinized, evaluated, and validated. The others were not able to remember much beyond dying, leaving their bodies and floating to the bright light. None could transmit messages or thoughts back to me, but all had vivid memories of previous lifetimes. A brilliant stockbroker lived a pleasant but boring life in Victorian England. An artist was tortured during the Spanish Inquisition. A restaurant owner who could not drive over bridges or through tunnels remembered being buried alive in an ancient Near Eastern culture. A young physician recalled his trauma at sea when he was a Viking. A television executive was tormented 600 years ago in Florence. The list of patients goes on. These people remembered still other lifetimes as well. Symptoms resolved as the lifetimes unfolded. Each now firmly believes that he or she has lived before and will again. Their fear of death has diminished. It is not necessary that everyone has regression therapy or visits psychic or even meditates. Those with disabling or bothersome symptoms may choose to do so. For the rest, keeping an open mind is the most important task. Realizing that life is more than meets the eye. Life goes beyond our five senses. Be receptive to new knowledge, and to new experiences. Our task is to learn, to become godlike through knowledge. I am no longer concerned with the effect this book may have on my career. The information that I have shared is far more important and, if heeded, will be far more beneficial to the world than anything I can do on an individual basis in my office. I hope that you will be helped by what you have read here, that your own fear of death has been diminished, and that the messages offered to you about the true meaning of life will free you to go about living yours to the fullest, seeking harmony and inner peace, and reaching out in love to your fellow humans. Jai Guruji Maharaj. This was the end of many lives, many masters, guided by Maharaj to read. So I just want to quickly go over just few key points from the book, and since we have time, and then we can have anyone that wants to share anything or anything to add, or a lifetime that they think that was beneficial, that came up during these readings for them and was beneficial for their journey, please do share. So I just want to say it's incredible how Maharaj showed his presence in this book. And if anyone, again, Maharaj says every holy book is contained with secrets, and only the reader can, you can recognize these. And he said that specifically also through one of the divine gurus in Paramahansa Yogananda's book, Autobiography of a Yogi. But it's his own saying as well, and how Maharaj introduced himself to us in the book as a special master. And if you remember, it connects to my own journey, that when the divine light came into my life, I had said, I need something special. And that's when the next line was, Guruji Maharaj is special. So that special word itself for me is very special, and how he continued and use the same word here in this book, saying that this master was very special, the poetic one who controls everything. So in fact, Maharaj spoke to us directly in this book. Again, there is a reason for everything. We don't know it at the time, but it will come to light. There's an energy force that surrounds us all the time and contains the memories, the feelings, every word that is uttered, every thought, everything is recorded. So that's why Maharaj says again, you don't need to tell me anything. I know everything. And this is proof. I mean, reading about, every feeling that we experienced with Catherine, every word, every lifetime, all of it was recorded. Again, Maharaj is saying, don't ask for anything, don't say anything. I know everything, and I know what to give. I know when to give and what to give when it's needed. The lessons, everything that the blessings are meant to be shared, not to be kept private, and not only with those who we vibe with everybody, especially those who are not vibing with us, who are on the opposite energy, because our intention is to help, and remembering that if we're helping, we're truly helping ourselves at the end of the day. No medicine can truly heal the real roots of symptoms. Insomnia, depression, no medicine can. And Maharaj has said that himself as well. And it was only when he blessed the medicine that they worked. There are many gods, and for gods, they live in each one of us. Knowing this, there's a proof of it, of course, in the book, a conscious part of humans that will leave the body each time. So the body will remain, but that conscious part will depart. So he lives in all of us. Day-to-day traumas need to be recognized and healed. And many people reached out. I shouldn't say many people, 2 or 3 people reached out to me after when we read that in one of the first chapters that, oh my God, I had no idea that, the criticism that I would get from my mother or my father was having such, I didn't see it as a traumatic event. I didn't recognize it. I have to resonate with that. I thought my 6 years of ailments, that's the reason why, but why I was so fearful, or why I had certain behaviors. But then this book made me sit, and no coincidence that Maharaj sent me to this part of the country. There are many other reasons, but to absolutely be silent and be alone and isolated. And it brought up my own childhood, how from day one I was, with a certain family member, continuously I was criticized and analyzed and evaluated, and I had to explain myself for every single thing that I did. Things opened up for me that I had truly forgotten, and I thought it was healed. And I howled and I cried, many days here, because I had no idea that it was it was considered a traumatic event. And this book brought that out, that it's not just that one event that you experience. Go back and see what it is that you experience in your life, because that also has a huge effect on your psyche with the way that you operate today. So of course, sitting with Maharaj, that will get healed, absolutely. Intuition, talks about intuition, following your intuition. And the masters guide us that the more we become aware of these fears and traumas, once they're lifted, then the more access we have to our spiritual powers. So spiritual powers are there, the diamond is there, but it's because it's been, I think Anita Kumar said that Maharaj is peeling this onion, and so the more these fears are out and these traumas disperse, the more access we have to our true spiritual. We're all psychics. We're all, we're all spiritual at the end of the day, and we have spiritual powers. But it's very important with what intention we're using them and what we're using them for. People are not all created equal. We shed that. Understanding that people who hurt have a void within them. It has nothing to do with us. It's actually, this book gives us an opportunity to feel more compassion for them, because they haven't learned a lesson, and they're here to learn. And if they don't learn, then they have to come back and learn that. So we're not lifeguards or bodyguards here. We can help as many people that we're guided to listen to your intuition. And even with myself, and many of you have shared with me that you're guided with one person in your family to share about Maharaj, but one person you don't have that intuition, that agya. So listening to that is very important. So we have no control over our lives. The masters will guide us throughout everything. Just have faith, have trust, and look at everything positively and pleasantly, and just breathe. Because if we don't now, then we have to come back in another lifetime to trust our Guruji Maharaj, to trust everything that is happening, that everything is happening for us, not to us, for us. Blessings always. Charity, hope, faith, and love. Doing without expecting anything in return. Life will be measured in lessons learned and the divine tasks that are fulfilled, not in the years. It has absolutely, it does not matter if you have your MBA, if in what level of status you are, what level of education is, your life is not valued or measured in that. It's the way that you treat yourself. It's the way that you treat other people. It's the lessons that you've learned. It's the things that you do, the godly things that you do. This book also something that we knew from Maharaj's blessings and wisdom and satsang, that let's say you have someone that dies young. We have this wisdom today that, in fact, it's not about the years again. That soul either came to take away the bad karmas of her parents in this lifetime, or for any other reason. They learned the lesson, and once you accomplish that task, then you leave. So fulfilling the divine task and the lessons, that's what our lives are measured by. One must have patience and timing. Everything comes when it must come. We cannot rush it. There's no point. Anyway, everything comes in Guruji's timing when he knows we need it. For myself, I know that I could not be in a relationship. I couldn't, because I had never had the self-value. Never. I did not value Guruji Maharaj within me, the divine within me. Somebody disrespected me, did things that was so wrong. I mean, who am I to call it wrong? Forgive me, but was not. It's not a way to to treat a woman in your life. And as Guruji says, gods will not be there if the woman of the house is not respected. I always pointed the finger to myself. I always blamed myself. I always thought there was something wrong, or maybe I'm supposed to be more spiritual and accepting, while he was teaching me something else, that no, as much as you're here to love and be a good human being, but you also have to do that to yourself, so self-value, self-worth, because again, it's him residing in you. When somebody values you, they're in fact valuing the guru in you, that light in you. And if somebody disrespects you and harms you, they're harming that divine in you. So how much respect do you have for your guru, basically? How much, where you take him, the people that you mingle with, the people that you choose to be in relationship with, they're in fact in a relationship with your guru. Accepting what comes to us at a given time, not asking for more. Again, once we complete that task, then he knows we've accomplished a learning, and then we go to another dimension. While we're in this lifetime, we're also going to different dimensions. By learning, accomplishing a task, he puts us in a higher dimension, still in the same life. We don't have to depart and come back to be in a different dimension. Telepathic bonds, in 1980s, he recognizes that there's a telepathic bond. And of course, we know that from Maharaj, that one day my Sangat will be in communication with one another telepathically. And it's so true. It's so true. The other day, I was thinking about a Sangat in Dubai, had not spoken to her for months. I had a telepathic vision of a heart. I come to my phone and she has sent me a heart after 4 or 5 months. So we, in fact, as Maharaj says, one day we will be in communication. And I think Marco, the Italian Blessed Sangat, shared with me that there's a scientific paper out that, if I'm not mistaken, that by 2030, the researchers have realized that by 2030, people will in fact be in communication with one another telepathically. No need of talking, no need of speech. They talk about overindulgence in the book. We read that in this book. So, and Maharaj, for me, guided me. There was a time that all I did was satsangs. That was necessary for my healing. The first year, exactly first year. But once the year completed, he said the healing is done, and now balance. Not satsangs every single day, not meditation every morning. And it happened. I have to be truthful. I took away from my family life. I didn't do my responsibilities. All I wanted to do was just sit with Maharaj and just attend satsangs. And Maharaj, again, this is just my own experience. He scolded me. This is not how I want you to limit me. I also happen out there. I'm everything. So I experienced his divinity outside while I was going for a walk, while I was going out with friends and talking. Maharaj also, when he was in physical body, he took out his Sangat out. He told him about living simply, about balancing and harmony, everything in harmony, and being responsible and doing your duties. But first, and then of course remembering him in everything. That's true prayer. Autobiography of a Yogi, the Divine Master says it. It's not at all. Connecting to divinity is not about sitting in meditation. It's about the remembrance in everything that you do. So doing your worldly chores, being responsible to your family, towards whatever that you're here to do, but remembering the divine. So that for me was huge, huge. It's not just in the eating and smoking or like drinking or whatever the wrong that they talk about in this book, but also they talk about the joggers, the people that are doing good, but then doing that also excessively. That's huge. The masters come to help you completely for any task that they want you to do, and we know that from Commander Uncle Satsang. For anything Maharaj wants you to do, he will provide everything necessary for the task to be done. This book the intention of this book is truly just the disappearance of fear. That's why the divine shows you the lifetimes. And at the end of the day, it makes you realize that how important it is when the timing comes for every soul to read this book, because this whole white people versus black people, this whole Muslims versus Hindus or Jews or Christians, this whole thing that is still happening out there, it's like such waste of energy. The Me Too movement, I'm not saying people shouldn't speak up against things that were done wrong to them, the Me Too movement and all of that, but as we know, we shouldn't go around criticizing and doing that, because ultimately we will be put in a position where we will experience that. So it just opens it opens our world, because you understand that those Muslims, and the book Fakir also touched upon this, that those who are against the Jewish people today, or ISIS or anything, they have to, if they don't learn the lesson today, or the black versus white and white versus black, or anything really, vaccinated versus unvaccinated people today, every day there's something created to create separation among us. But it's just a test, and a lesson. We're all in school, as it says, in this book. It's an opportunity to become godlike, but people are forgetting that, and divine keeps creating situations. But of course, he chooses, as we know, who has this wisdom. But at the end of the day, if you're against something, then tomorrow you're going to be placed in that situation in another lifetime, that you'll understand that there is no difference between Muslim and a Hindu, or white or black, or anything of that sort. I think for us, it's just makes you flow in life with such ease, this understanding, this understanding, because even if you see them fighting against one another right now with the vaccination and not vaccinated people, you see them fighting, but you understand, well, those have learned, those haven't learned, they've lived a lifetime, they haven't lived a lifetime, it's just, there's no judgment from our part. So Maharaj is like taking away these karmas away from us. We're easily paying off that. And at the end of the day, what the hell? I think we learned that in chapter 1 from the grandfather. What the hell? Live your life, live fearlessly, be yourself, because this is how Maharaj has created you. Don't be anything else, anyone else. Be truly, authentically, fearlessly yourself. And just listen to him. That's all. Connect to him. Thank you so much for letting me share. If anyone has anything to add, anything they got, anything that I missed, please do share. We still have till 9:30, so let's keep it till 9:30. Anyone wants to share something, and then we'll go from there. Jai Guruji Maharaj. Please do.
Jai Guruji. First of all, I want to really thank Maharaj for sending you as an angel to complete this book. It's like a dream come true. And though, frankly speaking, this was a heavy one. After Fakir was a smooth one, and didn't really understand much. But the kind of explanation you were doing and the points you were putting in on the chat, that has really helped. And, I was really thinking to go through the recording once again, to just understand the whole thing, because I am not a good reader as such. So these book readings are a very helpful thing. And you and I know how this book, how Guruji gave a message to you as well to me, that, this book has to be done. And today, with his grace, it has been completed. So Shukrana Maharaj, and thank you, son. You've been a divine light for us. It's been really a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. Jai Guruji.
Jai
Anybody
Guruji Maharaj.
else? Please raise your hand. Okay, we have Nina, Aunty, please.
Jai Guruji, Jai Guruji Sangat ji, Jai Guruji San Aunty. It was really amazing. This 5 or 6 days of this reading this book, it was really amazing, And it has really answered my so many questions. My father, in 2019, he passed away. He actually, he had a stroke, and then after that, he went into, what do you call that, coma state, something like that. And I always used to, search on Google, like all that, what happens this way. And there was one doctor. She used to put, something on the Facebook regarding this past life regressions. I don't remember the doctor's name. Okay, then I used to search, and then when you started reading this book, I started correlating, and I used to, it always used to, come in my mind that, if my father would have gone to the hospital on time, he would have been saved or whatever. But then this book answered me. Guruji answered me. Yes, if people, they go in coma, but if there is no learning after that, then it happens. Yes, and other things also related to relationships and other thing. I was going through so many things, since 4-5 months. And of course, in the book Fakir, answers were given. And then when I started reading this book, and then there's so many other things, which has been answered. And I'm feeling so relaxed, so relieved, and I'm very, 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 very thankful for this, for your time and everything. Thank you, Guruji Maharaj. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sananti. Thank you. Jai Guruji.
Shukrana. Shukrana to Guruji Maharaj. Shukrana. Beautifully said.
Shukrana,
Thank
Guruji.
you. Shukrana.
Yes.
Shukrana.
Okay, we have even Snigdha. She wants to share something. Jai Guruji. Can't hear you, Snigdha.
Am I audible?
Yes, now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Uti. So first of all, I would like to start with thanking Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj. He knows it. He knows it. I needed this, I needed to listen this again. I have read this book before, Sananti, and this time it had hit different, completely different, So my biggest takeaways would be patience. First thing first, patience. I don't think inner peace is possible without patience. And a large part of me believes that this patience stems from faith, right? Like, unless you have faith on your master, I don't think we can master patience. I mean, spiritual growth implies mastery of patience and faith both. And with patience, we allow the unfolding of whatever our master has penned down for us in his own timing, right? Timing is very necessary. I'm just reiterating whatever you said a few minutes back. And it's very important for us to realize that life is more than what meets the eye. Like, life goes beyond our five senses. It's like it has many dimensions. Life goes beyond our five senses. We need to be receptive to new experiences, accept what comes our way, right? Like Nina Aunty just spoke of losing her dad. I have been through the same loss 2 years back, and it, of course, it takes time for you to make peace with it, but probably why Guruji made me hear you. And relationship turmoil, yes, I think all of us are, uh, we have been through that, and I had present, I'm there. So a lot of takeaways, and yes, very important takeaway is our body is just a vehicle for us while we are here. It is our soul and spirit that lasts forever, so yeah, I mean, accept what comes your way and have patience, because if you don't have patience, you're you are being disrespectful to your guru, to your master. Because if you don't have patience, clearly shows you don't have faith on him. Let him, let him unfold it in his own time. He has our back, and I think it will all fall in place. Thank you, Sana Aunty, thank you, Smiley Aunty, and thank you, Ekta Aunty. Such a wonderful team. Thank you for taking this up. So many takeaways. Shukrana Maharaj, and thank you to the entire team. Thank you.
Shukrana, beautiful. Thank you so much. Truly, shukrana to everyone. Ekta Aunty, Shilpi, Smiley Aunty, Guruji Maharaj. Ultimately, we know it's Maharaj. We're nothing. It's all him. I want to say something that I remembered, and you said it so perfectly, that all we can do is respect our Guru. And something that happened for me that I like to explain is I remember one day I sat with Maharaj and I was like, I think I shared this in one of the satsangs, but I'll share it again because he asked me to. I was like, Guruji, I go to a restaurant and I take food and I say thank you. I come to you and I say thank you. It's not enough. How do we say thank you to you? Because I know a lot of us can relate. You just want to take your heart out, literally cut it up and give it to Maharaj, but you can't. I really wanted to know, Guruji, how do I thank you? I don't want to do it this way. Saying it is not enough. And I remember that night in meditation, he said, if you truly want to thank me, then you follow each of my commandments to the dot. You can come here and tell me I love you and I respect you and I'm so grateful to you, Maharaj, but you go out there and you do the opposite of what I've told you, being patient, trusting me. I know what you need. I will give you what you need. Don't asking for more money. Ask God to give me what is enough for my family. Live simply. Help other people. All of those things. When you do that, then that is how you say thank you to me. And how beautiful, right? We expect our God to do the practical. So isn't it simple the way that he says live simply? Isn't it the same way for him towards us? We can say, oh, I love you, Guruji, and then I go out and I'm like, look at this auntie, Sangat, they're playing Shabads. Look at this Sangat, they're just doing satsangs, they're supposed to play Shabad. Oh, they're doing bhajans, or they're doing this. Oh, look at that auntie. Oh, look what she wore. Oh, and it still happens. But again, there is no judgment from our side because now we understand it's because somebody has learned and somebody hasn't. We're not here to be bodyguards. We can share our own learning. We can share our own wisdom because what's yours anyway, given to you by him. So all you are is a vessel. You know what I mean? It's just truly getting, like Guruji says, give me your ego and see the real wonders. What are you? Who are you without your Guru? How can you truly thank him? Doing everything he says. And are we perfect at all times? No. Are we making mistakes? Yes. Are we supposed to make mistakes? Of course.
I think Sun Auntie's call has dropped. She might join in. I'll just ask her. Jai Guruji.
Please forgive me. I got maybe Guruji saying you talk too much now. Anyway, just to be fully the diamond which is him. It's Guruji. Ultimately, you become the guru, but we shouldn't get, our spiritual ego shouldn't go up thinking you are the guru. No, you just become his vessel, but his energy is fully in you. You just become godly, living life here. It takes, I would say, for me, not my words, going to Paramahansa Yogananda's book, everything, which is Guruji wrote that book, Guruji wrote this book. It's all his doing. Sit with it, meditate, everything that you get for a week, till it's fully absorbed. Just everything that you garnered from it, just meditate. Maybe a lesson a day. No rush, just sit with it, meditate.
Anybody else who wants to speak? Sun, we would like to hear Marco, if it's possible. That would be nice. Okay, we have Ekta. We have Ekta and then Marco will.
It's been an absolute pleasure to hear you. Like, really, it's been beautiful. And, one of the very important things that I've always learned and I've always believed in is that when our guru can forgive us so many times and on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, why can we not show that same empathy and compassion to fellow human beings? It just fails me that how do we judge people so quickly? And back to back 2 books, Fakir and then Many Lives and Many Masters, it really tells us that this is something that if we do on a constant basis, it's a reminder, and sometimes when the reminder comes from another person, it validates and reaffirms a lot of things that you're thinking about it all by yourself. You're thinking about it all by yourself, and when you sit in a group of people, like-minded people, then it really has a bigger impact and a deeper impact. So thank you so much. It was absolutely wonderful to hear you read the book. I think I'm going to read it again. And yes, I just hope and pray that we all can be as nice as our guru is for us, keeps on forgiving us and who keeps on teaching us every day. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ekta. Finally, we could hear you. She doesn't speak at all. Okay, now we have Ekta
So motivated
Sridhar.
by the last time Sun spoke, the last few things that she spoke, and that's really close to my heart. So I said, I really need to speak again today.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. So, Ekta Sridhar, please unmute yourself.
Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji, everyone. Ekta and Ekta speaking, huh?
Yeah.
Both Guruji's Ekta, huh? Sun, you're so beautiful in and out. There's like, we can be beautiful outside, but being beautiful inside is the most important thing. So I think all of us, whosoever has got his Sharon, are beautiful inside. That he told me, because I used to Okay, I'm switching off my video because if I switch it on, I lose the connection. Okay, so yes, we have been very fortunate that he chose us, and it's been just amazingly beautiful journey because 3 years back when I saw this dream, I was in meditation, and I saw this whole thing of my last 5 births in a series. I saw the faces, I saw the eyes, I saw who I was. And I was always in doubt, always. And I always thought it was just not true. How can this be? How can I see something which is, and I have never been like into, I never knew about past regression or any such thing until I came to Maharaj. So I was very, very unfamiliar to the ways of the world. Basically, I would say that. And of course, the fear of singing was always, always there. So I left singing. But then Maharaj took over and he made me sing, 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 sing. And it's like out of 100, only 10% of that is left now. So no fear, actually, I would say. All taken by Maharaj. Now, within this week of reading with you and that understanding that people around us have been travelers ever and ever since, and that we are bonded because of that only, and that some of the souls are rigorously making it sure that we give up every single thing we have listed and come down to improve on and to be growing on particular traits like anger and jealousy for someone must be going through so many ways of changing. Now truly I understand, Guruji Kendesina, that I clean the vessel. Now I understand what it means. And I also understand how he's making us his vessels. Yesterday you said one line that one day you become his medium. One time you become his medium when you're clean, then you become him. There are two steps to it, right? That line meant this. So as if it's our path, as if we are getting, like how many are there right now? 17, including me. And there may be n more who have already done this already. So now it's our turn. Like this group is sitting down and getting cleansed, right? It seems like it's like that for me, It's like that. So I'm so happy that firstly I met so many beautiful souls. Started with reading of Shiv Puran platform. Shilpi, Seema Aunty, everyone. Now it's after like 1.5 years. Hannah Shilpi, it's been that much time. The second round of reading of Shiv Puran. And now, and now this is like in this second session, we are getting more cleansed, So it's a beautiful thing when I look, when you say, son, you say, sit and reflect. So I reflected and I truly, truly gave up all my anger and my hatred for the female I was talking. And would you believe it? And I got a ring yesterday, a gold ring for myself, treating myself basically. And what Maharaj did, without a single thought, I went and gave it to that female. I had no clue I was doing that because it was not me. I'm sharing this not because I want some credits of, oh, I did it. No, it was him. I bought it for myself. I went and gave it to her. She's a family member. I gave it to her. And I was shocked. I said, what did I do? What did I do? It was completely his way of telling me that you have to give up everything. And that now that without a single thought, I could do that, bought it for myself and gave it to her, proved that you have done it, right? And there was nothing in my mind, nothing. I was not at all upset. And it felt like it's just a ring. It's okay. It's so beautiful. She's happy, But that was a test only test. The ring didn't fit her. It didn't fit her. So I had to basically get it changed today. I went and I didn't find. Ring is back with me. Ring is with me. It is now for me. Okay. So this is what happened. I gave it to her without thinking, without a single thought of ki ye mere liye thi. I am not to give this to anyone. I chose it for myself. No. Gave it. She accepted it. I called her back today that it's not getting changed because it has no scope of fitting into another ring size. So she said, you take it. You take it. And I said, no, I can't. She said, no, you take it. So we are going to buy another one for her. And this again came back to me as if Guruji was testing me whether I am attached to this ring more or I am truly, valuing the relationships that he has made for me in this life, and that I'm understanding exactly where I'm heading. So I had a beautiful feeling that I have given up all the grudges. It's over. I have forgiven her. I've forgiven myself. Basically, I've forgiven myself, not her. I've come out of it. It's over. Now nothing will affect me. And if it does, I'll remember you and your readings. And I'll always, always thank Maharaj for bringing me close to this platform. Thank you, Shilpi. Thank you, Ekta. And thank you, Sun. It's beautiful. And I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Ekta. We have Namrata Jain. Please unmute. Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji, Jai Guruji Shan, Jai Guruji. It was such an awakening, I should say. I thought I will say or not, but then I decided that I'll say. No. The thing is that I have read this book. I have heard the audio once back, but this time when you explained it with your thoughts and validated everything that Guruji does, it was amazing, son. It was amazing, really. The thing is that the thing Guruji does practically with us, it is amazing how he does it and how he makes us believe that this is the right path. I was very much afraid of. He told me to be silent in all the arguments. Once when my husband was arguing with me, he told me that you have to keep quiet. Guruji told me you have to keep quiet. I just was sleeping under my blanket and I was crying and saying mantra jap, but I didn't say a word. And you won't believe, after 30 minutes of saying bad things to me, he stopped and said that you have become very clever and you are very wise now. And he never tried it back arguing with me. And it was such a practical thing. I was amazed. Now my daughter was doing the same thing, and today I just kept quiet, and she stopped. And there are empty numbers of things which Guruji does. 2 or 3 days since I'm listening to you, I have listened from day one. The thing is that everything is coming in the flow. And what I was doing wrong, Guruji, through this your medium, has told me that yeah, you are wrong here. You have to rectify here. And the thing that I have to accept what is given to me is for karam, just for karam. I have to finish it off, and I have to accept it. And I was able to give advice to my friend also who was in such a pain. And what to say? It was amazing. Thank you, son. Thank you, son. Thank you, Guruji.
Shukrana. One thing that you
Shukrana.
said is, in the book we learn about giving. one thing that we could give is give these books to people who are non-Sangat,
Definitely.
or
I mean,
even to Sangat.
I tried calling my friends that you listen to these things, but I think their time has not come. Actually, saying
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tried.
yeah.
Because you have to wait for the timing also, you have to be patient. I have to but I'll really surely save these recordings and send someone who are really in need, and who think Guruji thinks that they are ready. I should say. Definitely. Son, I'm so happy for you, and I'm so happy for every Sangat. Thank you. Sukrana Guruji.
Thank you so much. It was so beautiful. Okay, I would really like Marco to speak once. Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Jai Guruji, thank you, son, for inviting me here. It was a great reading and being part of this. And I know when you first talked about this book and you sent it to me, I've been kind of watching a lot of videos in this area, so it's exciting because I love this stuff. And you know, I've I guess known you for 2+ years now, and I've seen you grow so much. So I can see how you're spreading your light. It's beautiful, and your insight. So I think everybody appreciated what you've done here. I can see the hard work you put in, and it was great. Thank you, Jai Guruji.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Anybody else before we close? Over to San then. Jai Guruji San.
Jai Guruji, all praise, all compliments to Maharaj always, as none of us would be here if it wasn't for him. But it's truly, we can recognize, you know, as Marco said, in each other, even myself, I see a lot of Sangat, like Shupi, you know, the first time that I met her, and many other, Kushi, and many who are here, even Marco, or every one of us, we're not the same people. So you can see Maharaj is doing. You're actually having a life setting moving in front of you, you know, living in front of you. You don't even need to utter anything. So this light is permeating, and it's just expanding within us, and it's incredible what he's doing. You can't put words to it, and what's the point anyway? Soon we'll, you know, we know we're telepathically connected, and the world is coming to that as well. So much shukrana to Maharaj, so much shukrana. I was just, you know, for myself, one thing that Maharaj taught me was value of charity, love, respect, and hope. And the way that I used to do things were, I think, were so limited. Now I've learned that, let's say, for somebody, a friend of mine who intuitively Maharaj has not guided me to connect them to Maharaj, but I can buy them this book for her birthday. You know, this is another way of giving. You know, instead of just buying anything, I'm just saying it's okay to buy necklaces and things like that, and it's good. It's all good, perfumes, but we can do something different, and we could gift each other or other people or non-sangat these kind of books, and many other ways. You know, he'll guide you. Autobiography of a Yogi, or a fakir. We can gift them to people that can truly change their life, and bring this awareness more and more. I mean, if it changed our lives to this extent, imagine what it can do to another who's going through so many fears and worries, and maybe they can recognize and see that it's coming from a previous lifetime. You know, and going back to the book, many people have experiences, but they're in fear of talking about it. We heard of many doctors who were colleagues to Dr. Brian Weiss, and who were actually prominent people in the hospital, who never spoke about anything till he actually brought the book out, and he became aware that a lot of them were kept silent. So who knows? Many people have, but they're just in fear that no one will believe them. So this might change a lot of people's lives, and this is another way of giving. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you to all. Shukrana, Guruji. Shukrana. And the recording, I just want to say thank you to Ekta. I know she's doing a lot of recordings. I know this is seva for Maharaj, but at the end of the day, we thank you. And
Yes.
And yeah, if anyone's in Toronto, when I go back to Toronto, you can borrow this book, and in fact, it can go around. It's Sangat. You know, this is another way of giving. Don't hold these things for yourself. I'm just sharing the wisdom that was given to me. Keep giving it to one Sangat, and once they should promise that once they're done with it, they could give it to another Sangat, and let the book just be Sangat's book, not your book. So yeah, somebody just messaged that if they can have it, absolutely. If you're in Toronto, you can have it.
Son, in fact, I have just got a message from a Sangat. They don't want to their name to come, but she's willing to do a seva to send this book anywhere in India or like anywhere in the world. So please see the Sangat and Guruji, how he opens doors. So Guruji and the Sangat is all there to help each other. So please feel free to message me if like anybody wants personally, or you think that like any friend of yours wants. So please send me the address and the name. Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji Maharaj. Thank you. Thank you all. Someone doesn't have your number. Okay, well, Shilpi will share the number, I think, in the comments before we end the chat. Yeah.
Ekta, please share the number.
The video will be uploaded. The chat will stay open. I don't know for how long, but let's keep it open for a while. And
the chat will be there because very soon we will come up with another book. So it's just the festive season. So we are giving it a little bit of break, and then we'll be back with a new book. So Jai Guruji.
Wonderful.
It is a book club now.
Wonderful.
With Maharaj.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Jai Guruji. Okay, we have Nishi. Yeah. Jai Guruji.
Whose
Nishi.
number should I share, Shilpi?
I think yours and mine, whoever, they can just send the,
I'll just put my number.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah,
Jai Guruji. Jai Guruji, Jai Guruji son, Jai Guruji everybody. I was getting the link and I'm so sorry I couldn't join all the recording, but one recording we got, and I will get time to listen to it. And also I also read autobiography of Yogananda ji. Amazing book, and definitely I will try to get these two books. But whatever I listened today, it was amazing discussion, very positive, very that's what all about Guruji's message is. I don't know how many births we have to take to get to his level of modesty, and even itne humble. He was very humble, and I heard a satsang which I would like to share very short, that one person who is a DJ in Mandir right now, he said, I didn't know Guruji is Guruji, and I just went there for some work. Bade Mandir was getting built that time, and we were standing outside waiting for another person, Mr. V.P. Bhardwaj. His father was architect of the Mandir, so he had to some paper, some signature on the paper, and Guruji came out. He was wearing simple shirt and I think trouser or maybe shorts, and he said, Jikita in Punjabi. He said, Jikita means how come you are here? So he said, we have to get some paper signed. So he said, we went inside and he called for Chotu. Chotu is the help. And twice he was busy or he was not there. Guruji went into the kitchen, got the tray of water, 2 glasses of water in the tray, and brought to them. At that time, he was not aware that Guruji is Mahashivan. He was so impressed, oh God, this person is so rich and yet so humble, and he's getting this farmhouse built for his family. He didn't know what's going on, is a temple building and he's Guruji. And he said, we were talking many days, oh my God, he brought water for us. And then after that long time, he got connected again and he realized that. So to get to Guruji's level, I mean, I don't know, but definitely we can start somewhere, and it's amazing. You guys all are very positive, and I forgot the person's name. I think Ekta shared a very practical experience and satsang, I should say, that how she changed her opinion and like gave that person the gift. So Guruji is, you always used to say, and is still the message that I'm a practical guru. So Shukrana to Guruji Maharaj, Shukrana Malik, Shukrana Rabji, for making this meeting happen. That one person said like-minded people. That's the key word, is like-minded people. Getting to, you meet people and then sometimes you get disappointed because it's not. And also the very thing which the one person shared about arguing with husband, it was like very practical thing, like how to keep quiet. And that I was in awe, and I was looking at Guruji Swaroop is at my desk. I'm working from home, and I was looking at Guruji, oh my God, you gave me my answer right there, and he said like how to be cool and calm when you are into an argument or into a discussion, how to keep your inside quiet. So that was right there. I said, wow, Guruji, Shukrana. So he answers. I have seen so many times he gives answers right away, or maybe like in an hour, or maybe in 5 seconds. So your answer will be there. So thank you. And thank you, son, and everybody who's organizing it. And yes, definitely we whenever. And I want to thank you, Seema Ahuja Aunty, because she keeps sending me the links, and she's like even Shiv Puran reading, or whenever I get chance, I hop on like sometime in the call in the meeting, so my timing clashes. But whenever I get a chance, I hop on to all the satsangs. So thank you very much. Sorry for taking your time. You were almost winding up. First, I said I will be quietly listening. I will be a listener, but no, Guruji made me talk. So thank you so much, and Jai Guruji, everybody. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a way of giving. Sharing is a way of giving. Thank you for giving.
Absolutely, whatever I can. Thank you so much. Shukran.
Thank you, son. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Jai Guruji.
Can I just request one small thing? Anybody who's messaging, please can you write your name and also your address? Otherwise, I'm going to lose track of all the numbers. Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll just wait. Whoever wants to leave can leave, and whoever wants to type their phone numbers and address, so please do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jai Guruji Maharaj.
Jai Guruji.